Thank you. I must go see a little after my money.
The adventure is most comical. Hidden somewhere, he must have a large store of goods of all kinds, where the list did not contain one single article that was recognized.
Hello! Is it you, my poor flesh? How is it that we meet here?
Ah, it's you, Rosine. What have you come here to do?
What have I come to do? Why, what I do everywhere else.
Oh.
Busy myself about the affairs of others, make myself useful to the community in general, and profit however much I can with the little talents I possess. One must live by one's wits alone in this world, and what other resources have people like me other than intrigue and cunning?
Have you then any business with the master of the house?
Yes, I'm transacting for him a certain small matter, which I'm pretty sure to get a good reward.
He give you a reward? Upon my word, you'll be cute if you ever get one. And I warn you that ready money is very scarce hereabouts.
Oh, that may be, but there are certain services which wonderfully touch our feelings.
Your humble servant. But as yet, you do not know Harpagon. Harpagon is the human being, of all human beings, the least humane. The mortal, of all mortals, the hardest and closest. There is no service great enough to induce him to open his purse. If indeed you want praise, esteem, kindness, and friendship, you are welcome to any amount. But money, that's a different affair. There is nothing more dry, more barren than his favor and good grace, and give is a word which has a strong dislike, that he never says, I give, but I lend you a good morning.
Oh, that's all very well. But I know the art of fleecing men. I have a secret of touching their affections by flattering their hearts and finding out their weak points.
All useless. I defy you to soften, as far as money is concerned, the man we are speaking of. He has a tightwad on that point, of a stinginess that would drive anyone to despair. And we might starve to death in his presence, and never a peg would he stir. In short, he loves money better than he loves reputation, honor, and virtue. And the mere sight of anyone making demands upon his purse sends him into convulsions. It is like striking him in a vital place. It is like piercing his heart. It is like tearing out his very bowels. And if he... But here he comes. I read.
All's as it should be. Well, what is it, Rosine?
Bless me! How well you look! You are the very picture of health.
Who, I?
Yes, never have I seen you looking more rosy, more hearty.
Are you in earnest?
You've never been so young in your life. I know many a man of 25 who looks much older than you.
And yet, Rosine, I have passed 60.
30? What of it then? You don't need to trouble yourself with that, do you? It is the very flower of manhood, the threshold of prime of life.
True, but 20 years less would do me no harm, I think.
Nonsense, you've no need of that. You are of a build to last out 100.
Do you really think so?
Decidedly, you have all the appearance of it. Here, hold yourself up a little. Oh, my, what a sign of long life. Is that line straight between your two eyes?
Now, you know all about that, do you?
I should think I do. Here, let me see your hand. Oh, bless me. What a line of life there is there.
Where?
Don't you see how far this line goes?
Well, what does it mean?
What does it mean? I said 100? Oh, it is 120 hours to have said.
Is it really possible?
They will have to kill you. You will bury your children and your children's children.
All the more better. And what news of our affair?
Oh, is there any need to ask? Has anyone ever seen me begin a thing and not succeed in it? I have, especially for matchmaking, the most wonderful talent. There are no two people in the world that I could not join together, and if I took it into my head, I believe I could make the Pope marry Joan of Arc. But we had no such difficult thing to achieve in this matter, as I know the ladies very well. I told them every particular about you, and I acquainted the mother with your intentions towards Marianne after you saw her pass in the street and enjoy the fresh air out her window.
What did she answer?
Oh, she received your proposal with great joy.
Oh.
And when I told her that you wished very much for her to come tonight and assist at the marriage contract which is to be signed for your own daughter, she assented at once and entrusted her to me for that purpose.
Well, you see, I'm obliged to give some supper to Mr. Anselm, and I should like expect to have a share in the feast.
No, you are quite right. She has to come after dinner to pay a visit to your daughter. And then from here, she means to go to the fair and return to your home just in time for supper.
Ah, that'll do very well. They shall go together in my carriage, which I will lend them.
That will do them perfectly.
Frazine, did you tell the mother about the dowry which she can give her daughter? And did you make sure she understood that under such circumstances that she ought to do her utmost and make a great sacrifice? For after all, one does not simply marry a girl and not have her bring something with her.
Oh, how something? She is a girl who will bring you clear 12,000 francs a year.
Oh, 12,000 francs a year?
Yes! First of all, she has been nursed and brought up with the strictest notions of frugality. She is accustomed to live upon salad, milk, cheese, and apples, and consequently will require neither a well-served-up table, nor any fancy broth, nor any of your everlasting peeled barley, none in short of all the delicacies that another woman would want. Now, this is no small matter, and may well amount to more than 3,000 francs yearly. Now, besides this, she has a love for simplicity and neatness. She will have none of those fancy dresses or rich jewels. She will have none of the sumptuous furniture that girls like her indulge in so extravagantly. And this item will bring you 4,000 francs per annum. Lastly, she has the deepest aversion for gambling, which is not very common amongst women nowadays. Now, I know of one in my neighborhood who has lost 20,000 francs this year. But let us only reckon a fourth of that sum. So that's 5,000 francs yearly at play, and 4,000 in clothing and jewel makes 9,000, and 3,000 francs we account for food. Is that not your 12,000 francs?
Yes, that's not bad. Not bad at all. But after all, that calculation has nothing real in it.
Excuse me, is there nothing real in bringing to you in marriage a great sobriety, and to inherit a love of simplicity in dress and the acquired property of a great hatred for gambling?
It is a farce to pretend to make up a dowry with all the expenses that she will not run into. I cannot give a receipt for something I do not receive, and I must decidedly get something.
Oh, bless me, you will get enough. And they've spoken to me in a certain country where they have some property of which you will be the master.
We shall have to see to that. But, Frazine, there's one more thing that makes me uneasy. The girl is young, you know, and young people generally like those who are young like themselves and only care for the society of the young. I am afraid a man my age may not exactly suit her taste, and that this may occasion in my family certain complications which would in no wise be pleasant to me.
Oh, how poorly you judge her. This is one more peculiarity I wish to speak to you. She has the greatest detestation for all young men and only likes old people. Is that so? Yes, I should like you to hear her speak on the matter. She cannot bear at all the sight of a young man. Nothing delights her more than to see a fine old man with a venerable beard. Yes, the oldest to her are the most charming. So I warn you beforehand, do not make yourself any younger than you already are. Yes, she wants one 60 years old at least. It was not more than 6 months ago, on the very eve of being married, that she suddenly broke off the match upon learning that her lover was only 56 years of age and did not put on spectacles to sign the contract.
Only for that?
Yes, she says there is no pleasure in a man of 56, and she has a decided affection for those who wear spectacles.
That is quite news to me.
No one can imagine how far she takes this. She has in her room certain pictures and engravings, and can you imagine who they are? An Apollo, a Cephalus, an Adonis, a Justin Bieber? Not at all! Fine portraits of Saturn, King Priam, old Nestor, Methuselah.
That is admirable. I would have never guessed such a thing. And I must say I am very much pleased that she has such taste as this.